WPA.
Ocala.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock, it is time for Veterans News, and Hank Whittier is in the studio. Good morning, Hank.
You always sound shocked when you say that. I'm actually here today.
It smells
the other guys are
a lot better today than usual. Smells and
I
looks
look
a lot
better
better.
today?
No, the room does.
The room does.
The room
yes,
looks-
it does.
looks-
Yeah, it's It's exceptionally good looking today. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not because of me, obviously. Well, thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. Got some guests here going to talk about some breast cancer awareness this morning. But unfortunately, we do have casualties, and I think LaShawna is going to do the police officer casualty. LaShawna Brooks is on our board of directors, U.S. Army.
Good morning, all. Good morning. So we have Sergeant Sean Miller. He was killed in action in West Des Moines Police Department in Iowa. End of watch, Wednesday, August 3rd, 2016.
Okay, thank you, Shauna. Do have Army casualties, both of them killed in Afghanistan this past week. U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Christopher Wilbur, 36, from Granite City, Illinois. And Staff Sergeant Matthew Thompson, he was a Green Beret, U.S. Army. He was 28, Irvine, California, both killed in Afghanistan. That's it, Larry. Thank you.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Very good. Thank you, Larry. Sorry we had casualties this morning, but we do. And then you're going to tell us who makes this all possible, aren't you, Larry?
Yes, I will. Veterans News is brought to you by Bob Wine's Community Gardens and Nursery at 2610 Southeast 38th Street, right here in Ocala. You know, when it comes to landscaping, Bob Wines has what you need. Everything from small plants to large trees, mulch, fertilizer, so much more. Bob Wines will even deliver, plant, and guarantee their trees. Bob Wines Community Gardens and Nursery has been keeping you blooming since 1952, and we thank them for sponsoring Veterans News.
And veterans get a 10% discount with proof of service. So I want you to go out there, make sure you get your veteran cards with you so you can identify yourself, and they give you a good deal. And again, you'll be amazed at the selection of things that they have. Acres and acres of plants, shrubbery, trees, anything you need. And they're good people. Hello, Shauna. You're smiling unusually. You're unusually happy this morning.
I'm always happy, you know that.
Okay. LaShawna is U.S. Army veteran on our board of directors and getting ready to do some other things with the military in the near future, I understand. If it all works out.
Yes, hopefully.
Okay. And Jinky here, Jinky is does a lot of our fundraisers for us, Jinky Diaz with Caliber Loans, and they also do financial education for veterans. So did you want to mention briefly about you got an event coming up? Then I'm going to turn it over to Michelle Stone and the breast cancer awareness people.
Yes, hi. Thank you, Hank, and good morning. Thank you for having me here. I just want to invite everybody for our third annual Magical Christmas, which we call it the Magic Behind the Mask. So it's going to be a masquerade ball, which, of course, to benefit the Marion County veterans, helping veterans. It's going to be December 2 at the Weber Center. So if you have any more questions, sponsorships and stuff, just give me a call. 352-286-9491.
You go. Okay, very good. Or you can call us at 433-2320.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Listen, a lot of worthwhile charities out there and awareness programs. Certainly breast cancer awareness is one of them. We've been planning, we like to do shows and bring in other groups to help us understand what's going on and the importance of some issues that they're concerned about. So, Michelle, I'm going to let you, Michelle Stone is with Gateway Bank, and I know you're very involved in that program, and you're going to introduce your guest you have with you as well, because I know you're both involved in that program. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what's happening with breast cancer awareness.
Okay, well, thank you so much for inviting us this morning, Hank, and it's good to be with you all, and our hearts go out to the lost this morning as well. But we are here to talk about breast cancer awareness, and as a breast cancer survivor, this is something that is near and dear to me based on the fact that I found my breast cancer, and I can talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But I will be celebrating 15 years coming up in September. This morning I have with me Kristen Nast, and Kristen and I work together at Gateway Bank, and she has taken on a very large role to serve on the board for making strides against breast cancer with the American Cancer Society. So good morning and welcome, Kristen.
Good morning. Thank you guys for having me. Yes, like Michelle said, we are in our 2016 campaign year. This year we are supposed to raise $130,000, which is a hefty goal for this year, but I have confidence that we can achieve that with all of your support. Michelle was the campaign chair 2 years ago, and she did a great job. We had a lot of involvement in the community when Michelle was around, and she's still involved, and we're very thankful for that. This year the walk is going to be at CF, like the last 2 years, October 15th. The walk starts at 9 and check-in is at 7:30.
And we'll give you those times and dates again as the program moves on. One of the things that I think is really important is that, it's not just for women. This also touches men, and so men and women should remind each other to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. And you may think, well, I'm too young for that. Doesn't run in my family, but quite frankly, it can impact anyone. We don't know what causes breast cancer. There are some hereditary factors, but again, everyone is susceptible to this, and we want to make sure that we are helping save lives, and that's what the walk is all about, drawing awareness, celebrating lives, celebrating life, and celebrating the life of those that are lost. For ongoing awareness, one of the things that I think is really important to point out is, again, you should have a regular time that you really think about your breast health. And, we don't talk about it a lot, especially in mixed company, but this morning on this radio station, we certainly want to draw awareness to breast health. And one of the things that I would recommend is that you pick a month, a day of the month that you tickle in your ongoing calendar. It's a reoccurrence that will pop up on your electronic calendar, tasks to do, and it's just breast health.
Right. And Michelle last week had brought up to me a buddy check reminder, and at first I was a little apprehensive because I was like, is she wanting to check me and I check her? I wasn't sure what she meant by that. But no, she meant it was a reminder to tell your buddies to check and make sure that you're doing good. I'm serious though. When you hear buddy check, it does kind of make you think, what does she mean? But it's a great reminder to remind everyone close to you, because I lost one of my best friends 4 years ago to breast cancer. She was 40. I mean, it happens to anybody. So I think it's a great idea to have a certain day that you're going to remind everyone on your calendar. Check yourself, tell your friends to make sure that they check, because it can happen very quickly.
We're going to take a real quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll renew it.
Very good. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Thursday will be partly sunny with a thunderstorm around, only in the morning at the coast, in the afternoon elsewhere, the high 88 to 92. And partly cloudy Thursday night with a late night shower along the coast, low 72 inland, 78 at the coast. For Friday, times of clouds and sunshine with a shower or thunderstorm around, mainly in the afternoon over the interior, the high Friday 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
The word of the week this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens is veggies. That's what they've got for you, the first and biggest selection of fall vegetables, and they're still selling for just $2.99 for the 4-pack. We're talking tomato, pepper, squash, lettuce, eggplant, collards, mustard greens, cucumber, okra, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kale, arugula, Swiss chard, and many more. Take your pick, still just $2.99 for the 4-pack. Looking for herbs? Bob Wines has a huge selection, all your favorites, priced super low at $1.99 to $6.99. Other great deals wherever you look, like citrus, as low as $9.99. Dwarf ever-blooming red ruffle azaleas, still just $2.99. Check them all the super deals this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, just east of Pine, daily till 4, Saturdays till 2. See you there.
Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has a CD special, 25 months for 1.41% APY with a $10,000 minimum, federally insured by the NCUA, a government agency. These rates effective through August 31st, subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or their website at flcu.org or 352-237-8222. Don't miss this 25 months CD special. Again, the APY is 1.41%. Act now.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
WWOCA,
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock, 79 degrees. Temperatures climbing to 90 today. And let's return now to Veterans News with Hank Whittier. Hank?
We're back. Listen, keep an eye on that weather down in the Caribbean. We don't know what it's going to do. And I always remember when people say, well, it's not much of a storm. I always remember Andrew. And Andrew was sitting off the coast. Didn't look like it was going to be much. And then the first thing you know, it devastated the Miami area. So be aware of it. Don't panic, but be aware of it. Keep your eyes on it and be prepared. Listen, we are coming back. We're going to be talking about breast cancer awareness. Michelle Stone is here, and we're going to take it. We talked about the buddy system just as we went off. We all like that. But Michelle, it's yours again.
Well, thank you, Hank. And the reason why it's very important that you personally be responsible for your breast health is many people find their own. And as women, I hope that we're all taking care of ourselves and getting those annual mammograms. And some go a little bit deeper with ultrasounds as well. I, being a survivor, I do that as well as part of my routine every year. But being responsible to check for your own breast health is very important, and I say that because that is the way that I did find my breast cancer. There was a tumor, and I had spent 3 days painting overhead during the time we were building our home, and was really achy and just kind of, rubbing my shoulders a little bit, and my hand brushed it, and I thought, that's strange. So I remembered, check this again in a few days, still there, went to the doctor, and he referred me on over to the radiologist, and he and I both thinking it would be nothing based on the fact I was 37 and very good health and had no reason to believe that it would even be breast cancer because women do have cysts as well. But at any rate, it ended up that it was. And so because of my personal taking charge and responsibility for my breast health, I ended up, I believe, helping save my life. And I give, God credit first and my doctors as well, great team. But again, this is something that we should all be responsible for. So that's how I really got involved with making strides against breast cancer. Whenever I was asked to chair the walk in 2014, I took that on a little apprehensive and scary because it's a big undertaking. However, I had a great team around me, and we had a great response to that. And now this year, for 2016, Kristen Nast is serving on the board and as part of that committee. So I'm going to turn it to Kristen for a few minutes to talk about the upcoming goals and the excitement coming our way.
So this year, we're about a third of the way to our registered teams. We would like to have about 115 teams there. We typically have about 2,000 in the 3,000 range that show up day of walk, and it's very fun. We have a nice, big celebratory survivor area. You're a survivor the day you're diagnosed, and a lot of people don't realize that. So the day you're diagnosed, you are a survivor. You are living and surviving your breast cancer. So we would like to celebrate everyone who is a survivor the day of the walk. We have free breakfast, we give them awards and flowers, and we just make it a big deal. It's about them, it's about the families, it's about the survivors. So we have a great time in the survivor tent, and then we have a lovely kickoff with Zumba, and it's all exciting, and people come out in tutus and their decorated bras, and it's just a fun day. We also have launched this year a new campaign called Real Men Wear Pink. And it's a different fundraiser that has been done around the country, but it's the first year in Ocala. We have some very prominent people who are men wearing pink. They're wearing pink bow ties in the community. You'll hopefully see them around. And the idea is for them to get involved as men because, like Michelle said earlier, men do get breast cancer, and it does affect men as well. And we want to make that known that it can happen to them. So their goal is to be the top Real Men Wear Pink fundraiser. Each of them have a $2,500 goal, but I hear talk, they are in it to win it. They all 10 of them want to beat all the other ones, so I'm thinking it's going to be a really good fundraiser this year. They're out and about wearing their pink bow ties and sponsoring it on social media, sending out emails.
I think there's a phone call. In order to listen to the phone calls, you have to put on your headsets, okay? So,
Just be sure. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Me? Okay. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. How is everybody today?
Great.
good. What's up?
I'd just like to ask Michelle Stone a political question, if I...
Yeah, listen, I appreciate that, but really, Michelle, I know she's a candidate for something, but it wouldn't be fair to Michelle or quite frankly, the other folks running, so we won't do political calls, okay? Thanks for but I appreciate the call. I don't want to put people on the spot again and again. Those other folks aren't here, so today is breast cancer awareness, and, that's really what we're going to concentrate on, okay? Appreciate it, though. Thanks for the interest. Yeah, that's just, it wouldn't be, and I appreciate, at least the gentleman is aware it's a political season, so that's a good thing, but in all fairness, that probably wouldn't be fair to you or the other couple of people running against you, so. Is that okay?
Well, absolutely. We're not going to turn it into that,
No,
but there are
and
other ways to reach out to
I
me.
will mention that you can still early vote, however, and it's early voting week. I voted yesterday. Hopefully you all go out and do that, and there's a half a dozen or more locations around the county you can do that with. I voted over at the supervisor elections office, so I'm glad that gentleman was aware that it is political time, but this is breast cancer time. How do folks get, men, women, how do folks get a hold of you about information that you have for them or issues that you can discuss with them? And in general, you got websites and phone numbers?
Yes, the easiest way to find out information on the Ocala Walk is to visit www.makingstrideswalk.org/Ocala. If you forget to add the slash, it'll just ask you to find a location nearest you, and it'll take you to the page anyway, but it's www.makingstrideswalk.org.
Okay, well, tying this back into with our veterans, I was diagnosed September the 10th, 2001, and so 2001, we know what happened on September the 11th. That was Patriots Day now. It's been deemed as Patriots Day, and so it's a very special time for our country and for me personally, because I do believe I have survived, and there are many of our veterans out there that are walking past a lot of nightmares that they live with as well, and so God bless our veterans. And certainly we're pleased to be on the show this morning, and we just want to encourage everyone to take care of your health, your breast health, take care of our veterans as well. We certainly want to say thank you to the vets, and God bless them.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, good. I appreciate it. A lot of it, my sister had breast cancer, and she lived 40 plus years and passed away from something else. So, but again, I think the key with her survival and a lot of survivals is early detection. And that's part of that, self-examination or buddy, I don't care how you do it, but the point is that early intervention is a key. And she did very well for a long time. Good. And I'm glad you guys are doing well. I don't know if that's with men, it's an issue trying to get them to accept some things. Sometimes they'd rather stick their head in the sand and say, hey, I don't want to know. But quite frankly, that's the worst thing you can do. And cancer, it's in all forms of cancer, the earlier you deal with it, the better off you are. So I'm glad that you guys are out there and doing things. You have other programs as well besides, what do you do with some of the funds you raise?
A lot of those funds go to fight and find the real cure, and that's the hopes that there will be a day that we will have a cure for breast cancer. Many of those other funds flow back in to help educate, and there are many programs out there available to breast cancer survivors as well as those in the family to help them cope. Providing wigs for those who don't have those resources. And again, there's many things that a woman will need as she walks through it, or a man as they walk through that time in their life, and so those funds are available for them, and that is through the American Cancer Society.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Well, listen, I know you got the program, and the walk is October
15th at CF.
So we can get on, register, and all that.
Absolutely, please do.
Very good. Well, listen, we're looking forward to that. The veterans would like to certainly get involved. I'm sure my ladies here would get involved. And there's just a lot of good things. My guess is survival rates are going up. I hope they are with most forms of cancer. They are, and I think that's again through programs like this to make people aware of what's going on. And for you men, men are susceptible to that too. I'll tell you, Marines who served in Camp Lejeune and the water problems in Camp Lejeune, which were contaminated, there's a higher incidence of breast cancer amongst a lot of those Marines who served there than one would expect because of the contamination of the water. So it does happen. Like I say, none of us really know for sure why it happens, but whether or not, listen, we all have loved ones, wives, girlfriends, mothers, we're all concerned about that. And it's a form of cancer that I don't know what the incident rate is, but it's higher than we would like to have, like all forms of cancer. But if you get out there and you do some early detection and you're aggressive and you support programs like this and the American Cancer Society, we have a better chance of beating cancer someday. We talk about it, and we've had wars on cancer. We haven't won them yet, but I like to think someday we will. And through the efforts of people like you and Gateway and all the other ladies involved and men involved. I think someday we will. So I appreciate what you guys are doing, really. It's hopefully you come on again because we like to promote other issues and other other charities and other foundations and folks making people aware. It's important to all of us, and I'm sure almost most of us in town know somebody who has cancer and breast cancer, and we're there for you if you need us, and certainly the veterans stand with you. Okay, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Larry, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. And thank you all you good folks listening in. And as I tell you every week, thank you for your service, and God bless America, everybody.
God bless America.
Italy continuing to search for survivors of the quake, which left nearly 250 people dead.
Many have fled the area. Others spent the nights in tent cities or cars. Monica, a quake survivor from the hard-hit town of Amatrice, said the aftershocks rocked her car at dawn as she tried to sleep. But that was nothing after losing so many friends and family. She fears her town, famous for its